Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Monifactory. Alright, so here we are today, episode 70. Getting closer to that old 100. Anyway, last episode we had just gotten the fusion ring set up, and I went ahead and did a little bit of preparation for today. So we'll start off with the fusion room itself. There is this little entryway down into the basement. I've started to prepare the underside. I've even hooked up a power converter into the reactor. So all we need to do now is provide the fluid, and this thing will get to cooking. So you can see we're already full of power here. There's no heat because there's nothing to cook right now. All right, and then over here, I started to prepare the turbine room. And as you can see in the corner there, I've got one already ready to go. So this is the plasma generator right here, or the large plasma turbine. And this information here, I think it's outdated because I put in a rotor, the HSSE turbine rotor here. And from the tooltip, you'll see that the turbine efficiency will be 140%, and it should put out 2.8 times more power. So, yeah, I'm sure it'll update once we get it provided with fluid. And we got a little vibrant capacitor bank here, which will just act as a temporary buffer for the power to flow into our network. Now, oops. Do I have the means? Oh, there we go. I knew I requested a bunch of cryoblast ingots, conduits earlier. So, oh, did I not set up the basement yet? It would appear not. Okay. Just gonna do a little temporary digging here. And I don't know. There we go. And then we'll come back down here. And I will be cleaning all of this up. Off camera, of course. But I just wanted to get the basics going. I want to try and get power flowing from one of these turbines and just see where we're at. It's been a while since I've dealt with the turbines, so I don't know for certain if it's going to spit out LUV power or what have you. Okay, so that should be on extract only, right? Okay, so now over here we have our output and we have our input. So just to kind of cover, helium plasma, we are... Oh, right. So the helium plasma will go in and spit out helium gas. We will have to... Well, I could probably just put a tank on the reactor, on the fusion reactor, and have a bus on there. But just to remind y'all, the tritium gas and deuterium is how we're going to get our plasma. So let's see, super tank. We'll probably want to go with a medium voltage one. I say medium voltage because it's blue like the medium voltage machines, but it's going to be a matter of 8,000 buckets. Okay. So over here we have the output hatch, and you know what? Oh, shoot. Okay. I was putting these blocks down because I was trying to hide the power cabling in this corner, but I'll see how this pans out. Let me see here. If I do like this, I'm still gonna need interfaces. Oh, there we go. And let's see. Maybe something like that. Kind of like that. And helium plasma. That'll go in there. That will go there. That should be good. Okay, so now just need to dig down into the basement here. So we have conduit already laid. We'll do it like this. Okay, so tritium. That's going in. And doot. In you go. And we're cooking. So this is generating, oh wait, is it even? Let's see here. There we go. The output bus, the output side was screwing with it. But yeah, now we're making a lot of helium plasma. So this thing is going to generate 325 millibuckets a second. And what I want to know, it looks like the plasmas will use half a millibucket every second. So let's see. That's 312 times 0.5. Or is it 312 divided by 0.5? 312. Anyway, I'm not the best at math. I'll figure it out later. But yeah, so we have 24 buckets. 25, it's going up. Okay, so we're gonna go over here now. And, oops. Let me just do this regulator. And I will get a extension going on over here. In fact, let's get that access point. How long does that take? It's gotta make the nano processors. I think I started moving all the circuits over to the factory maker. Or the factory multi-block. Mostly though, I've been trying to get power generation going, more reliably, so we could. Oh, I already had some in my inventory, but yeah, I've been trying to get more power generation going to more reliably scale up all of our systems and such. Okay, let's see. Boop, boop. Whoops. There we go. Okay. So now come back up here. We're going to wrench that. Regulator here. Import. Keep exact. Let's just say 100. Right? And helium plasma. You will go in there. Okay. That should be good. Oh, you know what? Get rid of that layer. And then boop, boop, boop. And this is, again, this will change later as I expand the whole room itself and add more of these. All right, so is this, it looks like it's heating up. All right, so as you can see, it's gonna scale up to 45,000 EU per tick. That's pretty great. So if I'm not mistaken, the rotor durability, that can't be right. Okay, I obviously can't check that. Let me try something. I'm going to regret doing this, but I don't know why it's helium gas, rotor speed. But yeah, in any case, this is going to be easy power. This, oh yeah, look at that. The fusion ring kind of has a animation going on, but for whatever reason, the input hatches seem to have issues. Maybe it's a texture pack thing. This seems to use only 8192 EU per tick, so that's pretty cool. With all this plasma power, yeah, we'll be able to scale up our turbines here. Now, the only problem, not really problem, but annoyance really, is making the turbine here, the HSSE turbine, requires 8 blades, and each blade requires 5 double plates. So that's 40 double plates, and then that's what, 80 ingots? Assuming I did all that math right. So each turbine is going to take a while to make. Yeah, so this is still getting up to speed. You can see we're only like a third of the way there. Now with the output here, we're getting helium back. I don't know if that necessarily we need helium for anything specifically other than, oh yeah, we got like we're laughing on helium there. And there's our plasma, liquid helium. Yeah, I think helium is used for the freezers. Okay, so oops, hold on. Okay, so we got the fusion going. Logically, the next step would be to get into europium. The fusion reactor, you can make europium. This element is needed for making sculpt-related items, as well as the fusion reactor Mark II. Crystal chip growing and wetware supercomputers. You can make it by fusing neodymium and hydrogen. So, it's that being said that I'm going to have to get another fusion reactor going, because obviously we have to dedicate one fusion reactor to our power. Okay, let's see here. Now, at some point, we are going to have to get down here into the research station, because that is how we're going to get our first UV circuit. Optical fiber cables are used to transfer research data between data banks and assembly lines, or computation data between high-performance computation arrays, network switches, and research stations. Note, the optical connections are limited to one transmission hatch to one reception hatch. Well, this is going to be a whole ball of yarn for me to figure out. Databank acts as a mass storage for data sticks, data orbs. It is also required for reading data modules. Connect an optical data transmission hatch onto the databank to an optical data reception hatch, replacing the data access hatch on your assembly line using optical cables. I see. Okay, so what I'm understanding is that this will be a multi-block that we put all of our research into, and then we kind of connect that block up to each of our assembly lines, so then we don't have to worry about the data sticks being stored in each particular assembler. Okay, so where are we on this? All right, so it's up to speed now. What I should do real quick is get a large plasma turbine package going, right? So we're gonna want to get the auto hatch there, the IV rotor holder. Did I make the LUV one, or was that? Okay, it was IV. Interesting then that it's LUV there. But to be fair, we do have I think we have a 4 amp dynamo hatch there. I feel at some point we'll upgrade to the LUV. Okay. Back to what I was doing. I mean, these two can stay there, honestly. We need to get rid of the dynamo hatch. So, IV4A, boop. And then, converter. Actually, no, we don't need that. Oh, and HSSE turbine should go there. And we'll go ahead and call this IV4A. Oh, 4A IV large plasma turbine. I'll call it something more direct. That way I know, so I don't have to think down the road. Oh, what did LPT mean again? Okay, so we'll put that in there. Now, if we wanted to request like 3 of these, oh, we don't have the ULV. Never patterned those for whatever reason. And where's the other one? ULV in. Okay. Matrix. For A. Okay, so that will be a craft that I probably do after the episode. But for now, let's look at the cable nonsense that we were, or the research station. What was it called again? There we go. Optical fiber cable. All right, so we're going to need PTFE, silver foil, and borosilicate. I don't know if we have any of this. Well, not any of this, but the borosilicate, but we'll see here in a minute. Okay. Oh, we don't have the silver foil. Okay, well, that's a lot easier. Silver foil, boop-a-doo. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and double that, or quadruple that, rather. Foil, bada boom. Optical fiber cable. We'll go 16, why not? Where are we on time? Okay. So that's cooking. And while we wait for that, data bank. Oh, there we go. That doesn't translate very well. I'll get a different thing. Oops. So data bank. Okay, so we're gonna have to assembly line this. So I'm probably going to have to take out some things from the assembly line just for the time being. so that we can progress in this. But right off the bat, we're gonna need data orb. So let's get this cooked up here. Right, we don't have any data orb. Sorry, what was that for again? Okay, circuit assembler. So if I come back down here to our circuit assembler, what did I end up naming this? Oh yeah, there we go. So yeah, I had changed those pattern provider facades to be named the same thing, so we can easily just drop items in. So if I want a data orb now, we can make it. Excuse me. Okay, so data bank. In order to get this going, we're gonna need to get a data access hatch and a data stick. So data stick. Advanced data access hatch. So I'm wondering if we still need these or if we can just have like the memory bank of recipes. It's probably the case that both are possible. Again, this whole concept of computational storage and all that is new to me. Oh. I was just about to go down and check what's going on with this, but I think we're stuck on something and I have to sneeze. Hold on. Okay. Oh, you know what? Now that we have more power, power expansion, there was one thing that I was thinking about upgrading, and that was one of the blast furnaces. One of our main blast furnaces. Additionally, might want to be upgrading. Well, is this? Oh, I didn't. Okay. I never moved the cutting recipes to the factory. So this, for example. Do I not? UHP. So like that, for example, if I ask for that. Oh, and then the NAND EV. Right. So a laser engraver, is there a factory block of this? There should be. Right here. Didn't I make this? Or am I thinking of a different thing? But that would be our logical next step to go after. Oh, no, never mind. It's already here. So yeah, I am kind of slacking in this regard of not having my recipes moved in here. Now, that's the thing. The NAND wafer is going to require the lenses. But that shouldn't be a problem. because for this kind of situation, there's no need for fluids. We just have the circuit settings, right? And you can see here we have the green orb. So I would just need to make a hatch here. Okay, so there's our data stick. Is this still lagging behind? What's going on here? Okay, give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So it turns out that I was patterning the cutting of the wafer with the lubricant in it, and that was gumming it up. Because I moved it over into the cutting multi-block, now it doesn't need that because I'm supplying that cutting machine with lubricant passively. But now I do want to get NOR NAND? Oh, right, there's NOR and NAND. I only moved over NAND. But what I'm trying to get at is I want to get the memory chips moved over to the cutting machine so we phase out that clean room that we have. Okay, so there's our data orb. Okay. All right, data. Did I never? Oh, right, we need to do this first. Okay, so the data access hatch. Scusi? Okay, there's that. Yeah, where do my data sticks go? Were they eaten? Let's cancel that. Must have, I don't know, gotten lost somewhere. Okay, so this is gonna go get scanned in the wrong room. Okay, somewhere over here. Boop and boop. That'll take a minute. Okay, so while that cooks, let's see here. So the data bank is gonna look like this. And okay, so we're gonna need data access hatches, reception hatches. Oh, there's so much to learn here. So we go back to here, connect an optical data transmission hatch on the data bank to an optical data reception hatch, replacing the data access hatch on your assembly line using optical cables, and it will be able to read the bank of all data items within the data bank. You can connect multiple assembly lines to a single data bank, but each one will need its own transmission hatch. Data access hatches and optical hatches can replace any of the computer casings, but it must have a minimum of 3 computer casings. Each data access hatch and optical hatch within the structure will consume... Oh boy. Although this is not strictly required until you need to make and read data modules, your single data access hatch on your assembly line will not have space to hold all the items you need to craft otherwise. If your assembly line setups grow enough, you may need to chain data banks. Oh boy. Connect the transmission hatch on the data bank with data to the reception hatch of a second data bank. The receiving data bank will be able to read all of the data within the transmitting data bank and can send that data to more assembly lines or more data banks. Oh boy. This is gonna... I'm probably gonna have to look up a video about this. Okay, that should be done by now. Okay. So for the data bank, here's the recipe that we're gonna need to put into the assembly line. So if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna get it wrong. I do every time. It's this room, of course it is. Okay, so we're gonna take that out. Okay. Okay, so we still need some stuff here. We need a computer casing and fine cobalt wire. So let's go try and take care of that. Now, please don't tell me this is going to be more research. Okay, cool. So we're still going to need the cobalt wire. Okay, so cobalt. Now, what does it take for the cobalt ingots? Okay, good. Just need to smelt. We should have that. Yep. Okay. Smelt. And fine wire. Bada boom. In you go. Oh, forgot to put the computer casing recipe in. That should be assembler. Oh, beans. Okay, we still need iridium plates and iridium frames. Okay. And vanadium gallium wire. First off, are we making vanadium gallium? Yeah, okay. Iridium plate. Now that I think about it, I think we're gonna have to start getting into sending off microminers for iridium. Be a lot easier, ultimately. All right, and we're gonna need a lathe. So, plate. Frame. Rod. Oh dear. Shoot. I'm gonna need to make another provider pattern. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Back over here. All right, so is that one being used? Yes. Okay, so we can just put that there. There we go. Now, ideally, so I didn't forget anything. Hey, there we go. Okay, so that data bank is on its way. And that may take a bit. Europium, though. That's gonna come... So wait, we can solidify. There we go. Liquid europium is going to need hydrogen gas and the neodymium, like we discussed earlier. So I'm going to have to request up another fusion reactor ring, and then make that, and then set that up off camera. So sometime after I end this episode here, I'll probably pattern up another fusion ring, get that going, and request, well, you know what? I might get the turbines going first. That way, I'll have a lot more power at my disposal. Because that would be, what, 45 times, if I get 3 more, that'll be 45 times 4, and that will be about 180,000 EU per tick. So that's going to take some time. The HBCA is a computer which provides computation work to be used in the research station. The amount of computation work it provides depends on the type of HPCA parts within it. It also needs to receive adequate cooling, oh boy, provided by coolers within its structure. Connect the computation data transmission hatch to, okay, a lot of nonsense going on here. Research station. There's a lot to deal with. Okay, so if I go back to the late game tree here, there's a sterile clean room that we still kind of need to get into. There's the T6 microminer, which is going to be useful for getting Iridius. I do not know how you pronounce this word, but we're going to be needing this for the osmium, the iridium, and the osmium ores. You know, I should probably upgrade the pack. I'm probably going to try and do that soon, because it's going to change how microminers are handled in the pack, and I need to make sure that the world doesn't get bricked. And by bricked, I mean I just have to make sure that all the little breaks that happen will get fixed. But as far as I understand, it should just be the microminers. Some recipes might break. But a T6 microminer would be something to definitely go after. And then from a glance, there's enriched Naquata, tritium coils, Nacadria, Naquata reactor, flux plating, which really won't come into play until the tier 9. So probably I would start looking over at this branch here very soon to get into the... Wait, where's the T7? There it is. There's the T7. So we're going to need europium, so we're going to need the fusion reactor. So yeah, one thing at a time. How's that data bank coming along? Okay, there's still a lot to do here. So let me just pause here, and I'll wait for this to be finished. And probably end the episode off there, and come back in the next and work on either the data banks or the other things that I had talked about. But yeah, back in a few. All right, we're back. All right. So the data bank is completed. Well, crafted rather. But there's still a lot that I'm gonna have to look into on how this thing works. See, if I put this down, for example, and click it, we can see it kind of forms this whole contraption. But yeah, I will be sure to look into how these machines work, and come back in the next episode. For now, I think I'm going to request 3 more of these doodads, and I'll probably get to work on making the fusion ring, and that will be that. Alright, so if you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like or comment down below. It really helps me out. And I will see you all in the next one, episode 71. Ta-ta for now.